Word on the street is that Beyoncé just entered the DDG and high drama. And let's just say, things are about to get real for DDG. When Parkwood and Roc Nation move, people pay attention for a reason. For a while now, High has reportedly been stuck in a damaging relationship with DDG, but everything hit a boiling point recently. Just a few days ago, she filed for a restraining order and publicly accused him of domestic violence, making it clear that their situation was far from healthy. DDG is not one to stay quiet, especially when things get personal. In response to Halle's serious allegations, he has been pushing back hard, portraying Halle as unstable and emotionally volatile. He's calling her a bitter ex who is trying to tarnish his name. This public back and forth is escalating quickly, and it has the public caught in the middle, trying to figure out what really happened behind closed doors. The situation, honestly, does not look great for either of them right now. Both sides have their supporters, but also many critics who question their motives and truthfulness. What makes this whole drama even more intense is Beyoncé's apparent support for Halle. With the queen herself seemingly standing firmly in Halle's corner, the stakes are raised to a whole new level. When you consider Beyoncé's powerful influence in the entertainment industry, it becomes clear that this isn't just any regular custody or relationship dispute. It's turning into one of the most talked about high-profile face-offs of the year. To understand how this all came to be, we need to rewind and look back to when DDG and Halle first started dating. At that time, DDG was probably nowhere near imagining that his relationship with Halle would someday drag him into a very public and heated conflict that involves none other than Beyoncé, one of the most iconic figures in the music and entertainment world. What began as a seemingly normal relationship between two young, rising stars has since evolved into a messy and complicated saga. For DDG, who is a successful Twitch streamer and rapper with millions of followers, the relationship may have started with excitement and hope for the future. But as things unraveled, the clashes between him and Halle intensified, and their personal issues spilled out into the public eye. With social media as a 24/7 stage, fans and followers have been watching every move, every statement, and every court filing, fueling the drama even more. And then there's Beyoncé's role. As Halle's mentor and boss at Parkwood Entertainment, Beyoncé's involvement adds another layer to the story. Parkwood is known for nurturing talent, but it's also an empire with vast resources and connections. Some people believe that Beyoncé's support gives Halle a major advantage in this battle, making it even harder for DDG to come out on top, especially when it comes to custody and public opinion. On the flip side, DDG's fans see this as a David versus Goliath scenario, a talented artist fighting against a powerful entertainment queen. They argue that DDG deserves to be a present father, and that the allegations against him are being amplified because of Beyoncé's backing. This has divided public opinion, with heated debates online about who is in the right and whether this is truly about the child's best interest or about fame and power struggles. As the court dates approach and the legal battles continue, both DDG and Halle's lives remain under a microscope. With accusations flying and emotions running high, the situation promises to remain volatile and unpredictable. One thing is clear: this story is far from over, and whatever the outcome, it will leave a lasting impact on everyone involved. Ultimately, the public is left wondering, is Beyoncé genuinely protecting a young mother and her child from harm? Or is this a calculated move to protect her protégé at all costs, potentially at the expense of a father's rights? For DDG, it must be surreal to find himself locked in such a conflict, especially one involving a music icon like Beyoncé, someone he probably never expected to cross paths with in this way when he first started dating Halle. But after a chaotic split, DDG is now alleging that Beyoncé has personally warned him to stop speaking on High, or else. What's more, he is not the only one pushing this narrative. Some fans are also stirring the pot, suggesting that both Beyoncé and Jay-Z are using their influence behind the scenes to tilt the situation. The idea of Beyoncé interrupting her Cowboy Carter tour to go after DDG might sound far-fetched, but according to him, and some corners of the internet, that is exactly what is happening. Let's break this whole situation down piece by piece. There have been long-standing whispers that Beyoncé and Jay-Z tend to micromanage the careers of artists under their umbrella. So when DDG started claiming that Beyoncé was meddling in his feud with Halle, some fans were quick to believe it. But here's where things get murky, because the very people saying Beyoncé is protecting Halle are also the ones who previously accused her of holding back both Chloe and Halle for her own benefit. Chloe and Halle are both signed to Beyoncé's Parkwood Entertainment label, which on paper should have been a dream scenario. With Queen Bey's name attached and the power of social media behind them, success should have come easily, especially for Chloe's solo debut. But that is not what happened. Instead, fans began to speculate that Beyoncé might have played a role, whether intentionally or not, in why Chloe's album underperformed. Now we are in the middle of what some are calling the Beyoncé effect. There is a growing feeling that Chloe and Halle may have been set up to stumble rather than shine. Again, not necessarily out of malice, but maybe due to lack of proper attention or direction. No shade to Beyoncé. She is a cultural icon. Full stop. But it is fair to say that not every project linked to her has turned into a success. Remember the Ivy Park rollout? It struggled. Even the Dion moment that had everyone ready to dance fizzled out quicker than expected. Now, Parkwood Entertainment is being scrutinized. Fans are questioning whether the label is genuinely nurturing its artists or unintentionally dimming their potential. When Chloe and Halle first signed on, it felt like a brilliant career move. After all, who would not want Beyoncé in their corner? But with Beyoncé juggling world tours, fashion lines, philanthropic work, and motherhood, especially with a growing spotlight on Blue Ivy, many are starting to wonder if she truly has the time to build up other stars the way they need. When you really start to look at Beyoncé's track record as a label executive, it becomes clear that her success rate is a bit inconsistent. Sure, Chloe and Halle have had some bright moments in their careers, but if we zoom out and look at Parkwood as a whole, a pattern starts to emerge. Many of the other artists signed under the label, like Ingrid Burley and Sophie B, names most people barely recognize, have not made much of a splash at all. And now, after Chloe's solo album struggled to gain traction, fans are beginning to worry she might be heading down that same path. As for Halle, better known as Halle in all this drama, she has seen more success, but most of it has come from acting, not music. Her songs generate plenty of buzz online, but that buzz does not always translate to chart-topping hits. Despite the social media hype, the numbers often fall short of expectations. Some fans have even started pushing a theory that Beyoncé is intentionally holding back Chloe and Halle's careers to clear the stage for none other than Blue Ivy. And let's be honest, with Blue shining on stage during the Cowboy Carter tour, those rumors are only gaining momentum. But here is the twist. Some of the same people who believe Beyoncé signed Halle just to stunt her growth are now accusing DDG of being out of line for clashing with her. The irony is hard to ignore. Now, to be fair, DDG might not be fabricating everything. At the end of the day, Halle is still signed to Parkwood, and it is part of the label's job to protect their talent. If there is one thing Parkwood and Roc Nation are known for, it is having a powerhouse legal team that does not play around. But this would not be the first time Jay-Z and Beyoncé were accused of overstepping when it comes to managing their artists' personal lives. Think back to the situation with Tory Lanez. After the incident with Megan Thee Stallion, Tory claimed that Roc Nation representatives told him to keep quiet. According to him, just 2 days after the shooting, he got a phone call from someone at Roc Nation warning him, "We heard you were planning to speak out. It would be in your best interest not to." Whether you believe that or not, it adds another layer to the growing list of claims about how much influence the Carters really have, and how far they might go to control the narrative. After Tory Lanez was found guilty, the situation escalated quickly, and Jay-Z's name was suddenly dragged right into the center of the storm. What had started as a case about a shooting turned into something much bigger, as wild accusations began to swirl. People started alleging that Jay-Z had somehow influenced the verdict, with rumors even suggesting that he had bribed the jury. But it was Tory's father who really fanned the flames. Standing outside the courthouse, clearly furious and emotional, he delivered a passionate speech that pointed the finger squarely at Jay-Z and Roc Nation. He accused them of leveraging their influence to sway the trial's outcome and made it clear he believed Jay-Z had a direct hand in ensuring Tory's conviction. It was a bold claim, one that added yet another layer of controversy to an already explosive case. Tory Lanez's father did not hold back in the aftermath of the verdict. According to him, what happened behind closed doors was just as alarming as what played out in court. He claimed that when Jay-Z came to the courthouse, he refused to even shake the hands of Tory's legal team. Instead, Jay allegedly went upstairs with individuals like Kathy T and Alex, who had previously met with a key witness over the weekend. That witness was Sean Kelly, a crucial part of Tory's defense. At first, Sean's testimony appeared to lean in Tory's favor, but then something shifted. His tone reportedly changed, and the details of his statements no longer aligned with what he had originally conveyed. Tory's father was convinced. This was not just a sudden change of heart. He strongly suggested that Roc Nation had gotten to Sean, either through influence or money. This accusation added serious weight to the conspiracy narrative that was already building around the case. Tory's camp hinted that there was far more going on behind the scenes than anyone had realized. They painted Roc Nation as a quiet but powerful force, working to manipulate the outcome, pulling strings while the public watched the surface level drama unfold. The case was already filled with twists, but this claim brought a whole new level of controversy to an already chaotic story. They met on Saturday. So when Hal's situation with DDG popped up a couple of days ago, fans immediately accused her of being backed by Beyoncé. She filed a restraining order against him and asked for full custody of their son Halo, which she got. And according to reports, Halle was granted sole legal and physical custody of her 16-month-old son, Halo Saint, whom she welcomed in December 2023 with ex-boyfriend DDG. She requested sole custody of the toddler after she alleged the 27-year-old rapper, whose real name is Daryl Dwayne Granberry Jr., abused her physically and emotionally. The temporary restraining order, which orders ChatGPT, said, the court has mandated that the Twitch streamer must remain at least 100 yards away from both Halle Bailey and their son Halo at all times. This temporary restraining order is set to expire on June 4, 2025, when the court hearing takes place. But Halle did not stop there. She also filed a request for an official child abduction prevention order, citing serious concerns. In her petition, she alleged that DDG had a troubling pattern, accusing him of physically and emotionally abusing her, hiding Halo from her in the past, threatening to do it again, and refusing to work with her as a co-parent. She asked the court to bar him from traveling with Halo without her explicit written consent, and to block him from securing any travel documents like a passport for the child. In situations where she does give permission for travel, Halle wants DDG legally required to provide a detailed itinerary, round-trip ticket copies, contact information, and even an open airline ticket for her should he fail to return Halo. Despite the seriousness of her claims, public opinion remains divided. Some fans argue Halle is trying to cut DDG out of Halo's life altogether, while others believe DDG is simply outmatched, especially if Beyoncé is genuinely standing behind Halle. With DDG being wealthy and well-known but lacking Beyoncé's massive industry clout, many believe the odds are stacked against him. However, if the allegations in Halle's court filings hold up, the outcome might not be about celebrity power at all, but rather a response to the disturbing claims of abuse and manipulation she has laid out in court. Halle Bailey's court declaration paints a troubling picture of her co-parenting experience with DDG. She accused him of being reckless and emotionally harmful in front of their child, stating, Daryl lacks an understanding of how his actions impact Halo. He is often verbally abusive toward me while Halo is present. She cited a specific incident from March 7, 2025, when she says he became both verbally and physically aggressive, all while holding their son. Halle also claimed that DDG only wants to see Halo on his terms, and when he does, he often leaves the toddler with his mother while he travels. She emphasized that DDG refuses to work with her on setting a consistent and responsible schedule for their son. In addition to these parenting concerns, Halle accused DDG of inciting harassment against her. She requested the court order him to stop talking about her or their son on any public platform. He is a YouTube and Twitch blogger and creates a fan frenzy by making false claims about me, she wrote. This has caused me to feel afraid and victimized. His fans then threaten me. I am often scared for my life and for Halo's safety. Halle also addressed a disturbing trend online. the phrase "Free Halo" becoming a viral slogan. She alleged, DDG weaponizes his massive following by going live to rant about her, spreading narratives that she is keeping their child from him or seeing other men, narratives that then trigger waves of online abuse directed at her. Despite requesting a parenting schedule, she claimed DDG refuses to cooperate, instead choosing chaos and drama over stability. Her filings suggest she is not trying to keep DDG out of Halo's life entirely, but rather seeking a structured, safe, and respectful co-parenting environment that DDG has allegedly resisted. Halle Bailey's legal filing took a deeply emotional and troubling turn as she described how DDG allegedly targeted her during major milestones in her career. She accused him of deliberately creating chaos around key events, including the 2025 Met Gala, with the intention of emotionally destabilizing her. On May 5, 2025, the night of the Met Gala, Daryl started up again online, she wrote. He went live on Twitch claiming he could not see his son, implying I was keeping Halo from him. She claimed this live stream wasn't just spontaneous venting. It was timed and calculated to ruin her evening. He created a media storm around freeing Halo from me. The timing was intentional, and it worked. I was shaken. I could not focus. I could not enjoy my night. I was worried the entire time. According to Halle, this pattern of disruption has become consistent. Whenever she has a professional engagement or high-profile moment, DDG allegedly finds a way to overshadow it with controversy or emotional distress. Every time this happens, I feel scared, anxious, and worried for both my safety and Halo's. But perhaps the most disturbing part of her statement was her detailed account of an alleged physical confrontation on January 18, 2025. According to Halle, DDG came over to pick up Halo, and after she politely asked him when he